It's funny because the last time I filmed a video, like a Q&A sitting in this spot, I was talking about how much I loved my job, and now I am self-employed, so that was quick. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Brooke. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. I'm posting all the time, and thumbs up this video if you guys like Q&As and sit down style videos. I've been doing pretty much every single video on my channel recently has been a vlog, so this is very different for me, sitting and actually ready and actually looking decent for once. But yes, I'm very excited to be sitting here answering some of your questions today. If you are new to my channel, I recently announced that I quit my job to pursue kind of, I guess like YouTube, social media, like if we want to call it that. So I kind of went through a lot of changes recently in my life, and I haven't really done an updated Q&A, and I know I'm kind of behind on the vlogs, so I figured that this will be a more current look at kind of what's been going on in my day-to-day life. I asked you guys over on my Instagram, which I've been posting like basically every day, so you should go follow me, check it out, and it's been good stuff. So posted on there on my story to ask me questions, and oh, there we go. Hopefully you guys didn't roast me too much. Let's put it on silent mode. Do you think you'd ever go back to a traditional job / like do you ever plan to give working 8 to 5 another shot? Yeah, like I have no problem with that ever again in my life, except for right now I don't think it's the best situation for me, or like the right situation for me. I definitely I've only been doing this for 2 weeks in terms of like kind of creating my own situation, if we will, and I love it. I love making my own schedule. I'm still waking up in the 6 o'clock hour, except that I'm just way more in control of my day. I get so much done in a day, and it's been really working out for me. I think it's just the scheduling thing, like working in 9 to 5. I felt very limited because you only really have control over the hours of the day in the morning and at night. And I know this is really annoying, but for like doing content creation and social and stuff like that, it's kind of the type of thing where you need to be out in the world doing things in the middle of the day sometimes, or it's just not practical, things like that. So I don't really know how else to say that, but as of now, no. If the right career or the right opportunity presented itself later in life, I would say like a few years down the road, I would consider definitely going back to working that. But once again, please take everything I say into this video with a grain of salt, because like I said, the last Q&A video I filmed literally 3 months ago, I was talking about how much I love my job. So just so we're clear, I make no sense. Are you ever nervous that YouTube won't be a thing one day? Completely. That's definitely like something on my list, which is why I want to get to making a business that operates sustainably offline immediately, which is really nice because my income streams, we can talk about it. I do not just have one income stream. I really like my friend Natalie Barber did a video on the multiple streams of income that she has, which I can link down below. And I didn't really realize it even, but I have a lot of streams of income myself. So it's not just YouTube. Let's say YouTube shuts down tomorrow, I'm still gonna be okay because I've luckily built myself a sustainable business off of my podcast, Instagram, and then I even we have like merch, we have things, other projects kind of going on that are offline that aren't directly corresponded to YouTube views or YouTube sponsors. So please bear that in mind. So I am of course nervous. I get nervous, you know, that Instagram changing like its likes algorithm, I won't get sponsors on Instagram anymore. Like, of course, these are all definitely like relevant concerns that I think anyone that operates in the social media space should be concerned about. But at the same time, like, you kind of got to live in the present, and I feel like that's where kind of like taking a risk comes into play. And if you would have asked me a few years back, I would have been like, I don't feel comfortable taking that risk, but at this point I do, and I have enough money in savings that like I can afford to take a risk like that, as like horrible as that may sound to some people. But I'm kind of more comfortable with my financial situation in terms of taking risk, and in terms of like knowing that YouTube might not be a thing. I mean, I think if I had to make a prediction, I would say for the next, like, they're literally doing construction right outside my building, just so we're clear, in my life. But I would say for the next like 1 to 3 years, YouTube is gonna stay pretty much the same. If anything, like a few things will change like metrics wise and stuff, but I think you can still like bet that you'll be seeing like similar content from creators and stuff that you like. So my answer in short to that is I definitely agree, like YouTube isn't forever, but I don't know how long we're talking. So I don't know how, it's impossible to know. How would you know that? What's it been like working with your assistants? So if you didn't know, I hired 2 assistants. So they're not both going to be working for me at the same time. Just to be clear, like I don't have that much work for them to do. They're really helping me out with more stuff on Poshmark because I know you guys love to buy my clothes, and I love to sell my clothes because I think it's a great way to keep my clothes in the cycle, like, of sustainability. Like, I'm not gonna throw my old clothes away, like might as well sell them. You guys get to enjoy them too. So Poshmark, we're gonna be working. It's really hard, honestly. I live by myself and now I work by myself, so I do like to work with people in terms of just like general like content for my videos and stuff. Honestly, as annoying as it may sound, Instagram, like pictures and stuff, is really important, and just like special projects that do require more than one person. And so these two girls, Katie and Lauren, reached out and they were like, we're best friends, but we actually specialize kind of in different areas and we'd be happy to work, you know, in conjunction. And they're really, it's great because they'll be able to pick off where one left off and things like that. And it's so cute. Like Lauren's more like creative graphic design and Katie is more like business focused because she's getting an econ degree. So it's really nice because I have like the two sides there and two schedules to kind of work with. So there's a lot of room, you know, if I need to hit them up in the middle of the day on a Thursday, one of them is available, which is really cool and something that I was looking for. So I did hire 2 assistants, but it's only gonna be like one working at a time, unless, you know, it's a bigger project, I guess, and then I would need both of them on hand. But I'm super excited, and it really just got me like remotivated to kind of work on my YouTube and invest in my, not even YouTube, just like my brand in general, like investing in everything. I think that's where that comes into play. Like, yeah, I could go out and go shopping and go like buy clothes, or I could pay them for an hour of work or 3 hours of work, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of choosing where I want to spend my money these days, and I am really happy with that. And then someone else asked about the wing, so, and it's just like kind of confusion. So I signed up for a co-working space, which if you guys don't know what that is, it is a space that you basically, well, the one that I'm doing is, it's more of like a social club slash like networking thing, but they do have spaces all over the country that they advertise it as like a social club situation. But the one that I'm doing is just for women. So you pay a fixed fee. It's like around $200 a month, which really, in my opinion, for a co-working space is not bad. And you do not have a designated space, desk, anything, like absolutely not. It's just kind of like a setup where they have tables and really good Wi-Fi, and there's a cafe in there, and great like little nooks and stuff for working. I'm planning to do more vlogs and stuff where I show you guys really around, because you are allowed to film and stuff in there and take photos, and it's really cute. And overall it's a really good networking space too, because you meet other people in the community. Maybe they are accountants or they're working in finance, and it's kind of, you create like mutually beneficial relationships. It's just really great networking. And for me personally, I know myself, I drive myself insane if I just focus on YouTube and I sit here and like watch my numbers all day and sit in my apartment alone. I get lonely. I'm very extroverted, so I need to go out and socialize, and I think that's why the wing will be perfect for me. I was looking at some other co-working spaces, not just this one. I kind of considered like WeWork and stuff like that, and just financially for what is going on for me right now, the wing was the best option. It is an annual commitment, so I'm there for a year. I'm allowed to bring guests, which is nice, so I can bring my assistants, or if I have like my mom in town or friends in town and we want to all go work there, we can. It's open on weekends. It's just a really great situation. They also have really great like events where they have speakers come into town and stuff like that. So I think it will really, for someone like me, it's perfect because it gets me out of my house, it gets me productive, and it gets me networking, which are just like things that I'm looking for in a co-working space. And I love, honestly, like the whole like female empowerment side of it. It's really opening my eyes to a lot of that stuff, which I haven't really been exposed to. I mean, my mom's always like inflicted those values on me, but it's really opening my eyes to like that whole side of the world. And like, I think it's all good stuff. And so yeah, if you're in a similar situation where you have the luxury or privilege to work for yourself and you can kind of design your own schedule, I would highly recommend a co-working space. I've only been a couple of times so far. Frankly, my membership just started this week, but it's been really good because it gets me out of my house doing things, and just generally more motivated. It's really like motivating to be around people that are like girl bosses and some girl bosses, like, but actually though, it really does. Dating in Boston, how's it been? I have not been dating. Like, that's been the thing. And someone like called me out in a comment. They were like, oh, didn't realize that like with a 9 to 5 you can't date. You totally can date with a 9 to 5, except that I was literally coming home from my it was an 8 to 5 to be clear. So I was coming home at 6 o'clock after my like 45-minute, hour-long drive home, and then working on my YouTube stuff. And then on weekends I would go socialize, but I wasn't like dating, I was just socializing. So I am gonna focus on dating. I keep saying I'm going to. Can you guys like actually hold me accountable for that though? Like, can we like maybe do like a check-in? Should I do like a series? Like, not actually, because like, but I really need to be held more accountable with that because it's really important to me. I'm not even like on the hunt for a boyfriend or whatever, but I just want to like get out. And like I said, I'm like here by myself. Like I would love to just be meeting people and other entrepreneurs and stuff. I did hang out the other day with my friend Natalie, and then Arlen, and they said that they want to start doing like entrepreneur-y like YouTube dinners. So I feel like those will be good for like just meeting people in general, not dating. I don't know how that got related to the topic. My brain is all over the place. Why didn't you give your job 2 weeks notice? At my job and in a lot of sales roles, this is very common. Upon talking to a lot of people in a lot of different companies, you have to leave immediately, because if you're in a sales role, you're starting sales cycles basically. So if I'm starting sales cycles for a role that I'm not going to be in 2 weeks, it wouldn't make sense. Who's going to fill that void basically? And they just know that you're going to get like lazy and unmotivated with the job basically, because like if you give your 2 weeks notice, they kind of know you're not going to be like actively doing more sales stuff. And for my job, it's not like I had to train someone new for my position. They hired 150 of us at the time. And then they, like, I just know that they know that a lot of people aren't gonna stick around because they hire that many people, and then they numerically like know how many people, how the retention rate is looking. So yeah, it was all good. I was told like, oh, you have to give back your signing bonus, because I got a signing bonus and stuff, and I did not have to give that back or anything. It was a really, like I said, if you watch my day in my life, I'll link it on a card. If you watch the day that I quit my job vlog, it was a really, really easy leaving process, and yeah, it went really well. Big projects you're working on, gals on the go. I'll just leave it at that. Nothing like crazy is really happening though. I will just be honest with that. Can you afford to live in NYC? Yeah, I mean, I pay my rent for this place. I'm not gonna say numbers just because at this point, I don't feel comfortable saying numbers, but like my rent here is pricey, let me tell you, and I do afford it, comfortably afford it. So I definitely think that if I took the money that I have in this place here and moved to New York, like I could live in New York, like, yeah. So I think that might be my next move. A lot of people are asking, do you plan to stay in Boston? My lease is until mid-June of next year, so I'm here until then at least. And then honestly, like at this point, if someone was like, you have to place a money bet on like where you're gonna move, I would say I'm probably gonna go to New York, but there is obviously like a chance that I could stay here. But those are really the only two options, unless like something crazy in my life changes. But I'm not moving to LA. I love LA, but I'm not moving there. So New York and really here are the only two options. I do love Boston, that's the thing, but I just feel like there's greater opportunity in New York, and New York will always have a piece of my heart because I'm from Long Island, so it just kind of makes sense. How was the transition out of working the 8 to 5? It was really interesting, like earlier this week and stuff. I'm still, like I said, waking up early, but I think you do have to have a lot of self-discipline to work for yourself, because it's very easy to just let the days pass by. I was watching one of my friend Molly Bailey's videos, and she said that it's really, or maybe I was listening to the podcast that she was on with Kenzie, something like that. But it is, especially for YouTubers, it's easy because you see this passive income coming in from views and stuff. So it's very easy to be like, like whatever, like I don't have to do any work for my brand today, and just like lay in bed or watch Netflix. And it's so easy to do that. Like I now see how easy it is to do that, especially when you live alone and you don't have like a roommate like going to work, or like roommates going to class, or like doing things. Like you are literally just like here by yourself. You have to give yourself motivation, and it's very hard. And I'm not saying that I'm the best at it yet, but it has been easy for me to like get up early, and I honestly just do better when I have my days like I'm busy. Like after this, I know I have a call and then I have to edit this. Like I know that I have tasks on my list, and that to me makes it easier. I think honestly it's harder if your schedule is more like open. Like yesterday I had some openings in my schedule and I found myself sitting on my couch. So I think you have to be very meticulous with your day. You do have to have that discipline aspect of being like, you know, today I have to do some tasks that I don't really necessarily want to do, but in the long run it is going to build my business and it's going to be better for me. And you know, if I was just sitting in bed, I wouldn't be working in anything. I wouldn't be building my business. Not that you can't do work from bed, but just in general, like getting up and doing things. Yeah, but I'm still working on that all, trying to like work out more and stuff like that. So, all right, this is a personal question, but were you making more money in corporate or on YouTube, the podcast, etc.? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't sit there and like tally up all the money that I make. Really, I kind of see my, like, I work with my accountant and I see the number at the end of the year, but it's not like I'm sitting here like meticulously adding and counting, which I guess I could, but I see it at the end of the year from my accountant anyways, so like it's all good. And I make more from, I'll be completely candid, with the combination of YouTube, the podcast, merch now, other revenue streams like commission links and brand deals and YouTube views. Like there's a bunch of different revenue streams. I am making more from this stuff. I'm incredibly blessed to say that I was making more than my salary at my tech sales job. So yes, very lucky. Would you get a cat? No, I do want a dog at some point, but everyone's telling me not to because I am a gal on the go and I travel, and that would be a lot of work, and I know it would be a lot of work, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But I really want a little corgi. Like I feel like it would be so cute, and it would make me be more responsible too, because I'd have to like wake up, take the dog out, stuff like that. So I don't know. Do you regret taking this job right after college? That's hot tea. I think a lot of me I have no regrets, because it led me to Boston and it led me to be here, and I really think this is a really good spot for me to be in post-grad now. I'm really happy here overall. However, I do think I rushed into kind of taking a job post-grad just to say that I had a job post-grad, which is as crappy as that sounds. I did because I wanted to be one of those people that just had a plan, and I wanted to have that plan like in March or whenever it is that I like accepted the offer. Like I was going around being like, yeah, I have a job, and being so annoying about it just because I wanted to say that I got a job before graduation, and to like be like, you know, I have a path, like I have a plan. And I think that element kind of added to it. If you listen to this week's podcast, like the solo episode that I did, you would hear more about that, and just kind of like how I was raised, and like my town is very traditional. Like this is very non-traditional. Like for my parents to go around and be like, Brooke doesn't have a real job, like it's very shocking to people to hear and be like, what, like your kid doesn't have a job? But then they have to like explain like what I do and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of like be normal, as like crappy as that sounds, I think. So I don't regret it, but I do think I rushed into it. And I want to say to you guys, if you guys are seniors in college, or not even just in college, but like looking for a job in general, do not rush into things. You do not have to graduate with a job unless someone is like holding a gun to your head being like, you got to get a job. Like you don't need to get a job right away. Don't settle. Not that I feel that I settled. I feel that I rushed though the process of things. And yeah, you'll figure it out along the way, and it's okay if your first job isn't your dream job. I've also had internships I haven't liked, and people, you know, then roast me. They'll be like, you don't like any job you have, and honestly, you're not wrong. Like there's not many jobs I've had that I liked, except for kind of doing what I'm doing now, which I'm so blessed to have an outlet that I do enjoy, and like at least have something that I like. I mean, damn, I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I never will be perfect. So I think that kind of goes back to that whole idea. I just went on a huge tangent, but no, I don't live with regrets, but I advise you guys to kind of consider the path of your life more than I did. Are you gonna start a business outside of YouTube and the podcast? Yes, I have ideas. Nothing is set in stone. I still need to like run these ideas by people. I have like one really clear idea. It's a little like odd when I say it to people, they're like, what? But I think I kind of want to like run with it and see what happens, because I think it would be a fun project for me to work on. Like I said, just like keeping myself busy. Yeah, so all good. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting my channel and allowing me to live my dreams, truly. You guys are the best. If you have any more questions, throw them below or on my most recent Instagram, because I'm always keeping up with you guys on there. And I'll talk to you guys all super soon. Bye guys.